think we're live.
Hola.
Hey.
I had to turn my headphones down because that music blows me out every time.
Oh, okay.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the podcast. It's just Huckin around, and if I'm not mistaken, it's episode 7.
Yes, sir.
So be ready for some, how do I say this? Getting off topic. And then just trying to figure out what topic we're on. So
It
that's your
happens.
warning for this episode or this show in general. But I'm Josh, Daddy Delp of Daddy Delp Disc Golf. Over to this side of me is
Josh Basinger of Basinger's Disc Golf Channel.
Yep. Make sure you are subscribed to both of the channels. Also, share this with your friends and your family everywhere you can. Let's get it out there. Leave some comments down below for us. Trying to give a few minutes just for people to get in here and get active. I see Stelly's in the comments already.
Mm-hmm.
He said bass singer is a soldier. I got headphones on.
He knows what I'm talking about. Remember what I told you before we went in here?
Yeah, I know. I was just gonna say, hey, are you gonna eventually get to where they're like pucks?
No.
Because I was gonna say, what would really win me over is if you did that, but you used hockey pucks.
Hockey pucks.
That would really win me over.
I'm going to go up to like 20 millimeters if I can stand it. They're at 12 right now as of today. So
that's quite a few sizes to go, isn't it? Or do they go up in like multiple?
It goes up in 2. So it'll be 14, 16, 18, and 20.
We still got like.
Oh, Stelly said use a mini.
Oh, that would be cool.
I'm going to get it up to the size of a Pico mini.
I was gonna say like those Picos, yeah. That'd be cool. No, well, welcome to the show. We just got some random stuff probably to talk about today. Did you play any this weekend?
Not a single hole.
Well, what about a single throw?
Did I throw any discs this weekend? I didn't throw a single disc this weekend.
You did not? Well,
no.
I figured you might have.
I did play Monday. That's the last time I've played. So
Was it at Halo or did you play somewhere else?
Kiwanis.
Kiwanis. That's a fun course. I like Kiwanis. We just talked about it not long ago on the other podcast, the whole discussion. So make sure you're tuning in on the off Sundays that we're not here. Which next Sunday, is it next Sunday that you're not sure about?
Yeah, I think we're just going to go. If you're good with it and the viewers are good with it, I think we'll go ahead and skip because I'm not sure how good our Wi-Fi is going to be in a hotel. So
okay. It's whichever way for me. I mean, who knows? If I ain't got nothing going on, I might do something random. I don't know if I'll maybe go live earlier that day or something if I've got time and go play around or something like that. So y'all let me know what you think about that. But yeah, we're usually over on his channel, Basinger's Disc Golf channel, on the other Sundays that we're not here, talking about courses that we've both played. So right now we just finished Lehman, which is one of the courses I designed over in Pennington Gap, Virginia. And the next course is going to be Harmon Hills.
Right. And I think that's probably why I would rather skip it since it's such a great course. If it was like a little small kind of course, then I would try it. But Harmon is like the gem of our area. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's been my favorite course for quite a while. I do have to say, like, I have like a weird spot in my heart now that I'm like, Harmon's been my favorite course for a while, and now I feel like I have to claim the Ridge. Even though I do love the Ridge, I have to almost put it at least side by side with Harmon.
Right, yeah.
So,
there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I mean, I just really like woods golf, but I love the play of Harmon. So y'all tune in for that whenever we discuss that and what we throw on every hole and everything. But I played a little bit of disc golf.
Nice. What'd you play?
I played actually Tim and Donna's.
Oh, nice.
Donna's anniversary extravaganza. So
Mm-hmm.
if you're not from the area, Tim was TD of the year last year,
Mm-hmm.
actually, and he and his wife have a tournament every year. So it started. I feel like this was maybe their eighth one, but it's one of the two. It's either their seventh anniversary, but the eighth tournament, or the eighth anniversary and their ninth. Or I mean the what am I saying? The eighth anniversary and the ninth tournament. Because what they did was they got married and had a tournament right after.
The wedding extravaganza, which I
Yes. So
played.
you played that one?
I sure did. Yeah.
Oh, see, I didn't get to play any until like 2018 or something like that because I started
Mm,
playing tournaments in 2017. So I didn't get to play a lot of the early ones, but I've played every year since.
nice.
I did not get to play the first one, and they said that it was like a ice storm or something came and it changed the. They were supposed to get married 2 days before. Him
Oh, okay.
and me. They were supposed to get married and have the tournament 2 days before, or like a day before, and an ice storm came, and they didn't want people to drive out. That's what they were telling me this past weekend. Oh, it's your
Yeah.
ears. I was gonna say, am I too loud?
No, no, this is rough.
You need to put
Uh,
like some donuts in there, like some biggins.
yeah.
A pillow on this one side or on both sides.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got to play that one. It's one of my favorite, if not my favorite tournament to play because I've played it every year. I just play it every time that I can, and it happens the week before my birthday every year, so I get to play it.
Mm.
I is you just still grimacing over your ears?
Amanda was trying to tell me something, and so I held my phone up for her to text me, so I'm not interrupting the podcast. But now that what we have, what was you saying?
You want earbuds?
Do I want earbuds? Oh,
Oh,
yes, please.
he said yes, please. Um, no, but I played that course and it's at or that tournament, and it's at Harmon and Warriors Path, and we played the OG Warriors Path.
Hmm.
Which if people don't know, Warriors Path is now broke into two 18-hole courses, which in each course uses a little bit of each of. It's just hard to describe. Each course, which is cliffside and then lake side or either lakefront. I don't know what they're
Lakefront.
calling it.
I think it's
Are they
lakefront.
calling it lakefront? I know that's what they call the tournament that's been
Mhm.
there for years. But both layouts incorporate holes from the original. So it was kind of confusing for people that hadn't played there before.
Mhm.
But as long as you played the OG, that's what we played for the tournament. Except for like one or two holes, we used like a new tee that's not necessarily the OG, but it was fun. I love playing those courses, and I love playing Harmon. Just one of my favorite types of golf.
I also love Harmon. Now I will say on Tim and Donna's wedding extravaganza, that was the day I realized that Harmon and I have a love hate relationship because I told the guys going into it. That's when all of us from the crew used to get together and play tournaments together.
Oh yeah,
And I told the crew, I was like, if I finish last place in this tournament, I was playing rec back then, by the way. I was like, if I finish last place in rec, I will never play a tournament again. Good news is I finished second to last, so I'm still in there.
oh my gosh. What is Staley saying? Girls call me when
I'm gonna
they
try and switch out real quick.
Staley, man. But yeah. Well, the Harmon can do that to a lot of people. I can tell you that. Um, it's a lot of position golf. You don't have to necessarily. It does help on some holes to have some distance, but in general, it's more so placing yourself in a good spot to score that course. A lot of par fours, a couple par fives.
Right.
I had four eagle looks this weekend at Harmon, and didn't capitalize on any of them. I was sitting there just like, man, I want to get an eagle because I've never eagled a hole there, and I had putts on. I don't know. It was hole two. I had a putt from like maybe 55, 60 feet, something like that on hole 2.
Wow.
And then I'm trying to remember them. I keep forgetting what holes they are. Because we played all 27. So we played 27 at Warriors and 27 at Harmon. So it was hole 2, then hole 22. It's the one like you tee off and it has that little sinkhole before the basket. It's on that back 9.
The back 9.
Yeah, you play the par 3 that's like straight uphill tunnel shot, and then the next one's like a really weird gap that goes uphill, and then and it has like a little dip with the basket on the hillside. I was putting on that one, and I had a putt on hole 27 for a 3 from like 40 feet and missed it.
Good night.
There was one more. I just can't remember what it is. I shot my best score. I think I've shot at Harmon before there though. So, and I could have shot a lot better. I think I was like 9 under or something on a 27. So
Wow, that's really good actually.
I was pretty happy. I cashed, so it did all right. So, but yeah, I played a little bit, and then we have our Ridge rounds too. So I played Friday at the Ridge, and
Cool.
shot a pretty good score. On our course here, so I had like a 6 under there, which ended up coming in at like 993 or something like that rated.
Wow.
Yeah, so maybe if somebody else comes and destroys it, that won't be the case, but because there's been a couple of good scores turned in there too. So
Now I knew that you shot that 6 because Dale actually came to the shop.
Oh, did he?
Friday, yeah, before I left, and he's like, Josh beat me. He's like, he beat me pretty bad, and then he told me you shot 6, and I was like, okay.
Yeah, I would really like to get a round in where I shoot like an 8 or a 9 because I've shot 9 before. I want to do that when it's rated to see what that's rated, because there's been like one person I think shoot like a 11 or 10 or something like that was in a sanctioned tournament, I believe, but I don't remember what it was rated, but it had to be rated like 1030 or something like that. It had to be something ridiculous.
That was Tic Tac, right?
Well, his wasn't in a rated tournament though. His was in just a fundraiser type of fun, and this one I think it was Blake Loggins or something like that. Shot like a hot round, like he aced a hole, and was just on fire or something like that. And because I wasn't on his card, I think he was in advanced too, so he was shredding it that day. But did you watch any disc golf this week?
I did actually. Before we tuned in here, Amanda and I were watching the front round of Waco.
Oh yeah,
yeah. That's the first. That's all I've got to see so far is the first round of it.
So. I haven't actually watched any of Waco. Like I've just been too busy where I was tournament stuff and birthday junk and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I've just not been able to sit down. I've followed some UDisc stuff, but I'm not. I actually haven't even checked UDisc to see what the finals were for MPO. I know what
I did.
the FPO is, and now I want to look. Hey, at least now it won't be spoilers if we talk about what was it? Las Vegas.
Right. Yeah. LVC.
So I'm going to go ahead and say it. My boy Calvin. I was so happy to see Calvin take home LVC.
Mm-hmm.
Favorite player. He's been my favorite player for a while. So I was glad to see him take that home. Yeah. Oh, I just now looked.
We had a good winner this week too. I was very happy about who won this week.
Yes, surprising a little bit actually. Not necessarily surprising, but was not on my radar.
Yeah, it's a long course though, so I can kind of see it.
Well, yeah, windy players, kind of like the same. Tell the story for Las Vegas. If you can bomb pretty good and handle wind and putt,
mm-hmm.
Waco seems to be the tell of the tape for Waco. This is going on this chair here. Okay. It's like it was somebody was reaching back here and pulling my shirt up.
Yeah. Oh, that's weird.
Do you have any people that you think we're going to see shine this year that we've not been paying attention to like the last year or two? I was curious. I've not thought a whole lot about it, but I was curious if there's some people. What about y'all in the comments too? Who do you think might have like a maybe a breakout year this year? You could call it, or either a rise back up. Because I'm curious to see how this year plays out for a lot of players.
Honestly, you may or may not like this. Viewers or commenters may or may not like this, but I think this is going to be a good year for Brody because I mean he has, you know, like him, love him, hate him, however you feel about him. He's definitely proven himself on more than one occasion, and he came out hot with the. I think it was the first round at Waco. I believe it might have been after the second, but
I feel like I saw something somewhere though, somebody talking about it. I
yeah,
think
he tied course. He was. I think there was like five people tied for first. It was like Nico. Who else was it we saw on there? Nico Gavin Babcock was one of them.
me.
Yeah, you.
I came
And
back
then
to my ankle.
Brody was in that mix as well. So I think he's going to be. I think his hard work's going to finally pay off this year. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's weird to say that though, because like I don't know, I might be in like one of the minorities or something. I've never like had a problem with Brody. I know some people do, and I understand the problems people have with Brody because I don't know, he might be like a little bit like how I am, but like he doesn't care. He's
Mm-hmm.
got an opinion and he's gonna have it. It's nothing against that. And he's got a personality. He's gonna be I mean, you got to look at it this way. The dude's been on YouTube and social media before hardly anybody else was. So
Right.
he's had to develop a persona. He knows he was a jerk back in when he was playing Ultimate Frisbee. He acknowledges that he acted not the best on the
Mm-hmm.
field sometimes and got under people's skin and probably did that on purpose
Mm-hmm.
too. And also being in YouTube, it pays to have an extreme personality.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
him on a course, if he's not filming or doing something, he's probably pretty chill and just
Oh
like
yeah.
not really caring. But if a camera turns on, he knows how to turn on what needs to pull somebody's attention. So for
Right.
me, like you saying, like his hard work paying off, it's nuts to think that like he's able to pull up and play so far ahead a lot of people that's been playing for a while,
Right.
and he's
Yeah.
only jumped into the game the last 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
And I love the fact that he embraces the whole PDGA number thing,
Oh, I do too. That's
where he
hilarious.
puts the card every
Yeah.
year now and wipes out his PDGA number. I just think it's just one of those things. Like I guess maybe you start understanding more whenever you do YouTube that no matter what you do, somebody is going to have an opinion for no reason in general about you. And I'm just like, I understand, and I'm fine with Brody. I think he's good for the sport, whether people say he's not.
I mean, honestly, they can say it, but they're wrong if they say he's not good for the
Yeah.
sport. You know what I mean? That it's there's no debating that. He had more followers than any. He probably still has more followers than any YouTube channel player, anybody. You know what I mean? He's got more followers than Paul Macbeth. I would almost guarantee that
Oh
because
yeah,
he was in the millions before he even started playing disc golf.
yeah. And people always talk about like he like was coming to disc golf to make money, and he like or anything he does, it's going to be for money, and that's all he cared about. He wouldn't be doing. He's lost followers a pro disc golfer. Because I mean, once you get specific, he went from something that was very mainstream that could get him followers, which was golf, because he was golfing before he did disc golf. Like that
Right.
was his thing. He was trying to do was be a golfer.
Hmm.
Way more marketability in golf, way more people to look at it, and
Yeah.
he I know, like, I was following the Bro 5 stuff that was going on, and I
Yeah.
think that was just a
Oh, that's
difference
good.
in him being way older than them
Mhm.
and just not being a good fit. But he's lost followers and his views. He's even talked about it in his own vlogs and stuff that his views are lower than what they were before with him being specific in disc golf. Like,
Mhm.
he's not going to get as much of that. But yeah, it's an interesting thing for people to talk about. But I mean, like I said, when you're in this realm, you put yourself into a firing block, and I know Basinger knows. You're just standing there waiting for somebody to say something that has nothing to do with what you've said.
Yeah, that's how it is. I mean, it really is. You saw the screenshot I sent you this week.
I know
It's like,
we screenshot stuff and send it to each other on the weekly in general, and most of the time it's like, look at this disc. I threw this disc, and the person's like, "Bro, your hat game's so bad. You suck at life."
yeah,
It's like, what?
yeah,
What's that got to do with anything? Anything
right.
I said? Or it'll be like, I threw this disc is great, and I had this go on with somebody with the glitch. Me
Oh
talking about
yeah,
the glitch, and then this one dude's like came back to the channel like 10 times talking about like how I was blowing it up like it's the best disc in the world, and Simon didn't throw it at Las Vegas, which he did.
yeah,
but but I was like, there's like 70 mile per hour winds. Like, who's gonna throw that? Even
yeah.
if he didn't, like, it's a catch disc. But we got somebody in here, Brandon. He went all crazy. Oh, I don't know what that is. It's I don't
It's
know.
like a bunch of copy and paste that went wrong.
Yeah, I wonder if that's just like a spam account or something. They said hi. I don't know.
I
Say
don't know.
something real. But
Something real.
yeah, person turquoise waving. Oh my gosh. But yeah, that's me. I saw, what was it? Oh, Mother Disc Golf. I know he's been talking here for a second. Paul Macbeth pooped on the new release of the Zone OS. I saw it, and then Brody, actually talking of Brody, um, had a little one of his little firebacks
Oh,
at Paul Macbeth. Did you see that?
I saw something about it, but I didn't look at too much into it to be honest.
I mean, I only looked at it, and I think he was just like, "It's kind of like a lapse in gentleman. I'll get back to being not like that again," or something like that, because he reposted Paul Macbeth's like press conference thing that they asked him about the Zone OS, and he was like that, like he was kind of like, yeah, it's not. I don't think it's really that great, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And Brody reposted it with it saying like maybe it's just a small hands thing or something.
Oh,
Yeah.
I
So
take back everything I said about Brody. No, I'm joking.
yeah, it was one of those little jabs or something like that. So I think it's kind of funny, but I think it ended at that pretty much. I don't think it went any further. I could be wrong, but
Mm.
but yeah, everybody knows they've got their little past and stuff, and I think they're moving on from it. But was there anything that you want to talk about before we start moving into anything else?
Not necessarily. I had earlier in this week thought of a topic that I thought would be fun, but I literally cannot think of what that was now. So if that pops up, maybe I'll message you in the private chat and see what you think about it or something like that. So,
Okay, yeah, let me know. And just an FYI, I have literally started saying literally
that's
and
literally amazing.
and typing it out that way uh, now because of you.
You're welcome. Do you want to know where I got it from?
No, where did you get it from?
Um, I think it was Tommy Boy or Black Sheep, one of those two movies.
Oh, I
But
love those
it
movies.
was Rob Lowe in that movie. He's like literally, and
Oh,
he actually has a podcast called Literally
literally.
with Rob Lowe.
Oh, that's great.
That's where I got it from.
I'm putting this share sticker up there just so y'all remember to share.
I did. I
Whatever.
shared already. So
I shared earlier. Um, no, that is pretty funny though. I love those two movies. I own both of them, so Chris
Nice.
Farley, a good old past comedian. I love those old
Right.
movies like that.
Stella, yes. Parks and Rec. Yes, yes, yes. It's amazing.
That's a movie, or not a movie. That's a show that I haven't watched a lot of.
Oh, do you like The Office?
Oh yeah, I love The Office. Yeah, I've
Okay,
watched The Office.
you like Parks and Rec then. I'll just go ahead and
That's
let you
the
know.
one with Chris Pratt, right?
Yeah.
Because I love Chris Pratt, so
Mhm.
I think he's a funny. So I think I might have watched one or two episodes. I just never have watched a lot because it's one of those things. Like I think I watched one or two, and then I started watching The Office or something at the same time, and then I went back to The Office, and I was like, I love this.
I've got a Dunder Mifflin hat over there. I should have wore that today for this conversation.
I've actually been watching the super fan episodes of The Office here the past like week, in between hockey games and stuff. But one of the things I was going to ask you about that I am curious about because it's something that um, we're starting to see. Do you think we're going to start seeing like more pros being ambidextrous?
No. I
You think
mean,
it's
maybe
bad,
for a
kind of?
few throws, but to me, these top pros in the world are just as good at a turnover or a forehand or something like that. That they don't necessarily need to start doing that. I mean, they was it Eagle that's making you bring that up, or
Well, Eagle, and then also there was a FPO that did it. I can't remember. Maybe it was Haley King or something like that. She threw a lefty backhand.
mm,
I think it was during the tournament. I can't remember if it was Waco or what, but it was within this week. I saw like the past few days, and I was like, that's just interesting. And I've seen a couple other people like just for fun, like
mhm.
in practice rounds or something, throw lefty shots. And I know you for sure have seen a pro in person absolutely obliterate something with his offhand on a hole that is not a lefty hole.
Right, Mister
Chris
Chris
Dickerson.
Dickinson. Yeah,
Yeah, Chris Dickerson, if you don't know, evidently has a fairly like a very what would you say, comparable, or at least uh,
comparable, bro. He threw further than me left-handed,
I know. I'm
and
just
I
saying
don't throw
to
far, but still,
to his other hand, like
yeah,
it's not as far, but still, he parked a hole that's 400 feet basically,
yeah, something like that. Yeah,
and for a lefty, it has to be like a turnover to
hmm,
park, and he threw a lefty shot and parked it.
yeah,
So I mean, there's people like that's one of the things that I'm thinking about kind of is people that have that. If it's something that we're just seeing is kind of like a um almost like a an experimental time in disc golf,
hmm.
seeing if this is something that is actually something you should potentially try. Because I've seen Dickerson actually in tournament putted lefty one time.
Oh, really?
It was at Maple Hill, I think is. Am I thinking the right term? The OTB. I don't know if it was OTB then or not, but what did it used to be called, the MVP Open or something like that.
It was
Vib-
Vibram. I
It was
think.
Vibram. Then didn't MVP take it over, and now it's OTB, or is it?
No, it's still OTB's in California.
Oh, okay, no. So it is still MVP.
Yeah.
So the hole that they tee off across the water, and the basket they have that island
Hmm.
hole with the wall. It's that one where Macbeth got his ruling overturned after the tournament.
Yeah.
That hole, Dickerson went long and was on the right side of the basket, and he purposely putted lefty because his disc was going to fade away from the water
Oh, okay.
coming down. I don't remember if he made it or not, but he pulled
Probably.
out a lefty putt, and I was like, and they were talking about it on coverage, so I was like, amphibious mother. We ain't gonna see no ambidextrous people. We're gonna see amphibious. Oh, that
Um,
water's not OB. I'm going in. But somebody said Kyle Moore said OTB is in Stockton? Question mark. I don't know that.
yes. Yeah, I think he's right.
But
Stockton, California.
no, I'm curious about that because I mean I've practiced kind of lefty before just for the heck of it, and I always told people I was like, if I ever got hurt to where I couldn't throw righty again, I would play lefty.
Mm-hmm.
I would
Well,
do.
in that case, yes.
I would do it. So I'm curious if that's just something that, like, because I know there's just people in general that just do not cannot throw a forehand.
Yeah.
Like, it's just something with the mechanics of it. Their body just is like, it's not going to work. And like, there's a guy here, he doesn't play a whole lot, but he never could get the forehand down right. So whenever he plays, if he wants a forehand shot, he just rips a disc lefty and gets that shot. So I'm curious if we're going to see it more and more now that it's getting more mainstream and other pros are like messing with it for
Yeah.
fun, because Eagles obviously right now it's not as effective as his forehand, but it makes up for some shots
Mm-hmm.
if he doesn't, I guess, want to get hurt or something. Because that's what, like, I've seen him throw it on like 300-foot holes or like a little bit over 300, but I mean his forehand was top notch. Like,
Yeah.
he had one of the best forehands in the game, power wise and everything. Because I'd seen him throw on one of his videos before, like a 500-footer or something like that with a forehand. And I was like, he's like, is up there with Stokely, like, type of forehand distance. So I know it's one of those things. Like, I don't know if I was just curious if you thought we'd start seeing more people doing it,
Well,
or it's gonna get to the point to where that is where the sport goes.
mm-hmm.
Because
Well, I think so. What?
baseball has it. You got switch
Okay.
hitters. You got people
Yeah.
that bat righty and lefty. So I'm curious if that's something that would happen in our sport.
Well, the reason I know I answered kind of quickly and just didn't really explain myself, but one of the reasons that I say no is because I feel like you're increasing the chance of injuries if
Yeah.
they start throwing with their offhand. You know what I mean? Because for one, they're not going to be as smooth with it. So unless they practice day in, day out, if they're doing their casual rounds and they're doing it, then I can kind of understand them doing that. But if they're not practicing it and then they reach back and do this whole, they're not going to be as smooth. So they're going to do like what I do as a disc golfer and use all arm. You know what I mean? And end up injuring themselves. So I think personally, I believe that it would be, I don't know. I just think more people, you would see a lot more injuries in disc golf, which we don't really see. We see some. Well, I say we don't really see any, but Ricky's been out all year so far. So
I was going to talk. Yeah, I was going to talk about that too.
I don't know. I think I can see that the more people that try that would almost maybe not double, but it would up the possibility of injuries for sure, in my opinion. Like if I get out there tomorrow and start throwing righty, I guarantee I'm going to injure myself. And I say that also because my brother, we filmed I don't know if you remember this. This was years ago. One of our first few, I think our second challenge ever on the channel. We played Borden, remember, a little baby course with opposite hand, all opposite hand. My brother to this day has an injury, and that's been like, it was something with his shoulder or something like that he hurt his shoulder doing that at Borden. So imagine that at these big courses. You know what I mean? Like,
well, maybe if it's one of those things where you develop it on a very slow scale,
yeah,
to how you developed your dominant hand.
mm-hmm.
Like, you take it very slow with hitting form first, using putters, not going for distance, use it for approach shots, because that's where you're going to see a lot of it is when you try really hard
Mm-hmm.
too, if you're not worried about getting the distance. But here's you another one though. What if they're in the middle of a tournament and they can throw both arms and they hurt their dominant arm? They could potentially finish a tournament with their left arm if they're proficient enough. It might not work out for them, but
Maybe, but I mean, you got to figure. So, say I'm lefty. Say I hurt this shoulder. Even doing this right there, I still feel the muscle. Like I'm reaching back
yeah.
as a body. Like I still feel it in there. So I don't know that they could. It depends. I guess it depends on each individual injury. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
it would be dependent on the injury, because if it's bad enough, you're not going to finish. But like, if you
Right.
pop your shoulder out of place, any movement's going to hurt. But
So
maybe
if you break your back, just switch to right.
Well, that's what you should have done in our video, our doubles video.
Yeah. Yeah.
You should have just laid down and threw rollers.
Well, I got to thinking about that. If I hadn't hurt myself, maybe we could have won.
Listen, without me trying to make an excuse, as soon as you got hurt, my brain went from us like winning that to us finishing the video.
Oh.
And I was like, I don't even know if we're gonna make it. Like,
Yeah.
he was
Yeah, you didn't know if we were going to make it.
he's literally laying on the ground of hole 18 right now, and they're over there just like,
Uh,
oh, how many strokes? And I'm like over there going, he's dead. Like, I don't know if we're gonna finish the video. Like, so after that, I was like, I don't know. So at that point, we kind of lost at that point already.
I got to be honest. Had we not been paid for that, we probably would have not finished.
I would not have gotten up. I put this comment up too because I thought it was funny because he's talking about your ears and put 3 teeth.
Oh, I see it. Check it out. What do you think?
They're looking
12
good.
millimeter gauges.
Put, fidget spinners in there.
Fidget spinners. Let's not. I
Uh,
literally will not.
literally,
thought
I'd walk
also-
up and be like this.
I saw also that Kyle had asked if I'm playing the River Valley Masters. As much as I would love to, I'm not going to be able to because it's on a Friday.
And he's caddying.
I mean, it starts on a Friday, and I work on Fridays, and I don't have vacation pay when I miss, so I just lose out on pay.
I don't
So
have vacation pay. It's just I don't get paid. I
I
have
just don't
vacation
get
pay.
paid. Or I have a donation day, not a vacation pay. So no, I will not. I would love to because it seems like a really, really, really fun tournament, but I'm just not going to be able to.
Speaking of River Valley Masters, I'm potentially and hopefully will be going and filming with Tim, sadly, without you beforehand, but don't get too sad. I'm hopefully going to be able to get him to want to. I know he wants to. It's just we'll have to figure out when we can to go back and film over there and actually do something that's going to be more fun.
Yeah.
But we're looking to get Cliffside, which is this I think it's the only layout getting played for Warriors. I could be wrong, but I think they're only playing Cliffside at River Valley. And he wants to. I asked him about filming. I told you the other day, and he was talking about getting that out soon. And I was like, "Well, we got to film."
Yeah.
I was like, "I can usually
bet.
edit really fast, but I got to get out this week if we're going to do it because River Valley comes up pretty soon. It's at the end of the month, so."
Mhm.
If you've not signed up already and you're one of our listeners and you're close, you might want to check into it. It's a new tournament this year, B tier, River Valley Masters, Tim Barr, and I think just basically a team of the TDs in the Northeast Tennessee area. I'm pretty sure Max and them's helping as well. It's going to be a big B tier, and they are looking to move this to an A tier as quick as possible. So they're
Sweet.
doing B tier, and I think they've got a few hundred spots. They're got it's going to be in pools, so you're going to have multiple pools. So they're using like 5 or 6 courses. So if you want to play Harmon Hills or Sugar Hollow, Winged Deer, Warriors Path, get in on this tournament because it should be something that's going to get big as soon as they can get it bigger. So it's gonna be a fun one. Like I said, it's playing a lot of the courses that I've played most of my career, and or at least my favorite course, Harmon. Love it.
Mhm.
Already told you. So go play it.
Yeah, it's going to be like scooping up a big old handful of some of the best East Tennessee disc golf
Mhm.
possible. Honestly.
Yeah. You're gonna get to experience every course that old Dickerson and Melton have cut their teeth on in the area. I mean, it's woods golf and some like open stuff like Sugar Hollow's got more open holes and stuff, but still woods. So I mean, if it's your type of golf, come. It's pretty. The cliffside is pretty. it's a cool course. You saw 4 holes of cliffside. Well, no, you've seen more than that. Technically, you've seen
Oh, because of the
because it incorporates some of the original Warrior stuff. So I always get confused with that myself. But there's 9 new holes, and you've seen 4 of the 9. You've actually seen one that just wasn't in.
the tunnel, right?
Yeah, the rock, the one that goes down the tunnel. It's like 200 footer or something. It's right next to where hole B was. So they just added that between hole A and hole B. So yeah, it's going to be a fun one. I think it is a 3-dayer, like basically we're talking about. But they're having a mini dome experience too, Saturday. I think
Really?
it's ETSU or something. They're going to do disc golf in the mini dome there. So maybe you could come and get in on that or something if you ain't got nothing going
Ask
on.
him if I can just do that.
He might. You might. Maybe you could be like, "Hey, can I come film some of the mini dome?"
Be like,
He
hey,
might
look,
let you.
once you close this down, leave it up for me for a little while and let me get
Yeah,
back.
I'm pretty sure it's Saturday. I'll look it up and send it to you for sure. But they're doing it's a mini dome experience at I think it's ETSU. Is that where do they have a mini dome there? Do you know? I
Mm-hmm.
don't know much
They
about it.
do.
So it must be there then. So they've posted a couple of videos of them throwing, and Tim even has a video of him throwing throwing I guess an ace from a stadium into the middle of the field and
Hmm.
in the basket. Did you see that?
I did, but I didn't know that was for that.
Yeah, they've
That's
been
cool.
out there planning like crazy, and they've been out there throwing discs and stuff. So yeah, they're gonna have a little mini dome indoor experience there in the middle of the tournament, basically once the rounds are over. So it should
Wow.
be fun. They're gonna be doing a lot of stuff. I think they're gearing it up to be one of the bigger tournaments in the area.
Cool.
So, and I think what they said is going to try to be the same time every year or somewhere around it. I'd say so.
Nice.
My
Man,
wiggy.
Tim's a legend.
Yeah, I know.
The amount of stuff he's done for disc golf in this area. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's done a lot. You know, it's funny is like uh, Jimmy was telling me a while back. He's like, "Man, you gotta get Tim down here to get us a tournament and have a tournament." I was like, "I will." I'm not against that. Like, I'm
Yeah.
gonna try because Max and them has been helping out a lot, and I was like, "I'll do it." And everything, and I talked to Tim, and he's like, "Yeah, we'll do an ice bowl down there." And then the weather was supposed to be bad when we had the ice bowl. So
Mm.
Tim was like, I'm gonna have to. It'll probably be better if we move it up a day and do it Saturday. And I was like, okay, well, I'll see if we can do that. And then I was like, all right, we'll do it. He's like, well, the only thing is I can't be there.
Ah,
So we had the ice bowl, and then I told Jimmy, I said, Jimmy, uh, like a conversation thing where people do Jimmy with like the colon or
oh
something. It
yeah.
says, get Tim Barr to have a tournament here, and then I put Josh gets Tim to have a tournament here, and he doesn't show up.
That's funny.
No, Tim does a lot. He's
He does, man. I know you're talking about doing those course preview. Excuse me, the course preview things for the cliffside that he's
yeah,
wanting you to do. I know when he had me film that for the USWDGC in 2017, which I mean, that's a huge tournament. You know what I mean? But still, at the same time, like it was kind of crazy to me that he actually ended up driving all the way down to Morristown. He came to well, not here, but where a man I lived before here came to our house and filmed or recorded commentary like
oh
at
wow,
our house. Like he drove all the way to Morristown from up there to do commentary and then go back because something about the commentary clips weren't working. They weren't sounding too good or something like that. He's like, well, I'll just come down and record it. So I was like, that's really cool. You know what I mean? That shows his
yeah,
dedication, you know what I mean, for him to drive all the way down and do that. He's a great individual.
yeah. And I joke about him not showing up because he didn't, but he came to our first PDGA league rounds, and he didn't get to come this week, but he's trying to come every week. So he's like you said, he's one that if he's got the time, he's going to try to come
Mm,
and
yeah,
support what's going on, which he knows better than anybody about running tournaments and stuff. Is if you're putting something on, he knows the best way is to get participation. So if he's got the time, he'll come and play and support and stuff. So Tim has done a lot.
I know. And I'll say this, my hot take for the night. Are you ready for it?
Maybe.
The year that we'll say initials are taken out of Tennessee states and Tim Barr takes over, will be the year I play Tennessee State's again.
Well, I'm pretty sure this tournament is going to be one of those ones too that's going to be kind of offered up almost as like an alternative kind of, because what they want to do is they get it to an A tier, and that would offer another A tier, because basically the only A tier that I know of in the area really is Tennessee State usually, and I think there might be like an A tier, like I think Appalachian Amateurs maybe counts as an amateur A tier.
That NADGT would as well, right?
Maybe, I don't know. I haven't looked into them in a while, so it might actually though. But in general, I think it's basically about the only A tier. They had that one, I think is an A tier or B tier one, whatever silver series they just had at North Cove, I think, or are about to have is one. But that's not been one that's been around. Like, I think they're wanting to build this up to where we have more options, because that's something that you don't get a lot of if you're not traveling around to a lot of the tournaments like Nashville and all these other places that's close to us to get A tiers. You can get a lot of B tiers and stuff. So what's Staley get out here? No, stay.
My hot take wasn't hot enough.
No.
Stay tuned. Stay tuned. I also want to shout out Z Collins up here. He's on my channel.
Oh, Z Collins.
So him. Yeah, I'm glad to see him over here. I don't know if he's been.
Threw that comment up a minute ago while you were talking. Him talking about the Kentucky. I've not played in Kentucky at all. We need to go to Kentucky so I can play.
Yeah, I think he started tuned into my channel when I filmed up at Idlewild, and it could have been before that. I'm not sure, but I know we had talked on the comments and stuff then about it, and he had recently commented saying something about a new course that AJ put in up that way. So, man, imagine going up playing Idlewild and then playing a course that Avery Jenkins put in.
That'd be sweet.
Right.
I'd like to play like a 26th of how many courses he's played.
Oh, I know, man. It's crazy.
I might have played maybe 26th of what he's played, because he's over 1,000 for sure, isn't he?
I think I'm up to 96 now. Was that 96, Norris, or 95? Norris was either 95 or 96 for me. So I'm not getting near AJ, but I'm gonna hit 100. He's like, AJ's played 1,000. I'm like, I've played 96.
Well, I'll be there soon. I've played. I've played like 40 or something like that.
The only way I'm getting to 1,000 courses is if when I die, Amanda takes a grain of my ashes and puts it on 999 more courses.
Just starts putting like your ashes in envelopes and just shipping you to the course address.
Ship me to the course. She's like, I'm not even going to these. He's getting mailed.
Oh god.
I don't know, man. Stamps are 65 cents apparently now, so we're 60 cents now.
You should have bought a book or 10 of those forever stamps about 10 years ago.
Yeah, I know.
So do you have any tournaments that you're planning on playing right now? I know the 2 that you're not playing, or 3.
So I finally got my tax return and I renewed my PDGA status.
I didn't even.
And I had a tab open the other day at Friday at Halo, to look at tournaments and find what weekends I don't have the kids. And we got kind of busy, so I never really got to sit down and look. So in the next few days, I'm going to be sitting down with the calendar and seeing when I do not have the girls and when there's tournaments. And I'll probably just go ahead and sign up for as many as I can afford at the moment. So
yeah, I mean, we need to get you to at least one of the league rounds here if you can ever get a day.
It's Fridays though, right?
Come. Yeah, it's on Friday. Work call. Can you hear me?
Like, what time does it end? When's the final tee off?
Dark. Like, you just have to be finished by dark.
Oh, okay.
It's any time between 8 and sundown or whatever they word it. It's basically you just get your round in. So I mean, now that time has changed, over,
Mm-hmm.
we're getting the extra hour in the evening where I think we're going to get a couple more people coming out that haven't been able to. So, I mean, as long as you probably start by 5-ish or something like that, depending on like if you've got like a small group, um, like a, we're supposed to have 3. If you only have 2, where we have so few people show up, we can probably deal with the 2. You can probably play a quick round and get it in. But I
Well,
think you're
see, that's
supposed.
the issue. I get off work at 5, and I would need what is it, an hour and a half from Halo?
Yeah, but like not if you go on a work call.
A work call.
Yeah,
Maybe I can talk Rick into. He's been talking about us doing a like shut the shop down one day and do a traveling day.
y'all should get a card. Y'all should come as a card and play. Yeah, talk Rick into it. He ain't played the course before.
He's not actually. I'm gonna talk to him about it. We'll see.
Yeah, do that.
I'm gonna
We've
come
got
back with a big no, but I'll tell you that I'm gonna talk to him about it.
I'll come back with a big no. Say it's an early weekend. I wonder,
Oh,
is there any holidays coming up in the next few weeks that would like be like, hey,
I
can we just
dude, I don't.
take?
I do not get holidays off.
I'm just trying to give you an excuse to be like, hey, we could get a long weekend.
Oh, remember when I said I don't have vacation? I must work. I must work holidays to get a full paycheck.
Yeah, I know. I know. So you don't have any in particular though that you've really looked at that you gonna
Um,
play.
I do know I want to play something at the Ridge. If you said you're having a few, right?
We should be having. We're gonna have another set of league PDJ leagues in June, and we've got a B tier that's supposed to be happening in June as well. Um, I think it's around. I can't remember. I have to look up the date. It's like early mid June. It's not like the first week or anything. I think it's going to be almost right in the middle of June is when that B tier. And then I'm assuming we'll probably, it's not on the schedule, I don't think, but I think we'll try to do another one that's closer to the end of the year because we had the Halloween one past year.
Mm-hmm.
And I talked to him. I was like, I think that was a bad date. Don't think we need to do Halloween in Big Stone because nobody's going to travel to come play on Halloween where
Right.
we're at. Um, so I think we might do one in the fall, but it would just be not on Halloween. Hopefully, find a gap or something else. So potentially two tournaments and then another league. So
I do want to play at least one tournament there because I've not done a tournament round. I mean, I've only played the Ridge the one time with you, so
yeah, you've not even done a legit round. You did a round where I told you what to do, half of it.
that is true. Dang, I didn't even think about it. That's right. I've not
Yeah,
actually
you haven't
just
even
went
played
out
an
and played.
actual round.
Yeah.
You played one where you were throwing stuff on a hole where you're going,
Yeah, I was like, he's making me throw forehand on like 7
oh,
of these 9 holes.
not on the first hole. It was backhand.
No,
You threw
no, that's true. But
what
that
was
was
it?
one of the holes
B on
that
the
you weren't
second.
caddying for me though, right?
On the first hole? Yeah. It was a front.
You
It was
caddied for
front.
me. Oh, you did. Yeah, you caddied for me on the front 9. That's right. That's right.
Yeah, I think we both did each other on the front nine because we didn't know if we could finish the back or something like that. We didn't
No,
film on the back at all.
really?
I don't think so.
I thought one of us filmed the front and one filmed the back.
Um, I don't know. I know I have you on video and you're throwing hole one. And then I'm throwing in the front nine as well on your video. Because
That's right.
I
I guess
remember
so.
the par four, uphill par four, I said I would usually throw like an envy. So you got me to throw the Takapoo.
Oh yeah,
So
that's
I
right.
remember
Yeah,
we both only filmed on the front because we didn't know if the cameras would last because you only had one enough that where the battery might die or something like that. Or
yeah.
your mics or something. One of the things I can't remember. Yeah,
Wow. Yeah, it was the mics because I know I can get 9 holes with them, but I'm not sure I can get 18.
yeah. I think that's what it was. You didn't know how many holes you could get because we were both wearing mics. Yeah. Yep. So yeah, you've got to come and actually see what you can do out there.
Right. So there's no proof that there's no proof of my
Of your
play on the
score?
back 9. So I think I was like I don't know 3 or 4 over on the front 9. So we're going to say that I shot like 10 under on the back 9. That way I shot under par.
Decent.
he said, no. I think I finished like 9 over or something, right? 8-6.
I don't even remember, to tell you the truth.
It was not grand.
I don't think you were that bad all the way, except for like a couple holes, which the par fours is what's going to get people on that course in general.
Yeah.
But what was it that I was going to look at? Oh, you talked about Ricky earlier. Is that not nuts that he's not played a tournament yet?
I know. It's wild.
I know. I guess it's the Lyme disease
Probably,
stuff
yeah.
flaring up is what it sounds like. But that's pretty crazy. You think that's going to set him back at all, or is he just going to come in like a daggum tornado?
I think he's going to have a lot more to prove when he comes back. So I think he's going to be playing harder. You know what I mean? Like at this point, he's already playing catch up for the season. If he wants to do anything as far as like the championship wise, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
All stars. Like if he doesn't get in there soon, he might not even make All Star weekend.
that's true. Yeah, because he's missing out on some. I mean, he's still got enough time to get points and stuff built up. But I mean, if we start having a season to where like a lot of people that are not the norm are winning or pushing first, it might start. It might get to the point where it's hard for the norm to win every time, or at least we might see them win, but you might see them going into playoffs a lot more and stuff. And I don't know. I thought that was pretty crazy because he was out of All Star, or was it All Stars? The very first thing this year before
Yeah.
LVC. So he
Yeah.
was out of that LVC and Waco. I don't
Mm-hmm.
even know what he's actually planning on playing next. Like I don't know if he's just playing it by ear and is signed up for stuff, but um, yeah, I've been kind of curious to see what he's going to do with that wrist. That's one of those things, man. I know Melton's dealt with that, and was it Kel LaVisca too, and
Oh, I
Brody
think that. Sloan does.
Lyme disease. Yeah, I think all of them. I know Melton's had it, and I'm pretty sure Kel is another one that's dealt with it. So yeah, one of the reasons I hate Panther Creek.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, they ticks are. It's like I'm not like really scared of them. I just don't
Yeah.
freak me out a little bit. It's like people not liking spiders and stuff. I do not like ticks. I go up there looking like I'm in a hazmat suit playing tournaments.
I found out this week the ticks are actually arachnids. So, makes
Yeah,
sense.
well, they got legs.
Look at me, all smart over here. We read children's books to the girls every
I thought
night.
it was going to be something to do with birds.
Yeah. Well, we did read a bird book or two this week. Not gonna lie.
I figured it was something about a bird that eats ticks or something like that.
Yeah. Some
So,
birds do eat ticks. True story.
well, I like those birds.
He said, "Well, I like those birds."
Whatever birds they are, I like those
Same.
birds.
Hey, we played a course one time. It's kind of a secret course. You know about it, but I can't really talk about it.
Uh, okay.
I'm pretty sure you know about it. But anyway, um, Riley got, I want to say it was like 97 ticks on him. But I mean, I guess Riley's got that good or something because none of the rest of us got that many ticks on us. So
No way.
you got that good blood.
I've heard like people with having like horror story tales about that, like that with like Panther and stuff before. And like one of the courses over in Knoxville, maybe it was the Mounds or something, or Victor Ash or something. People talking about like the ticks being bad, and I'm like, okay, well, enough said.
Yeah.
Probably not going there.
Well, this one you have to eventually.
Oh, this course I have to.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to tell me because I'm blanking on what
It's
courses.
the one that we designed. Remember? But
Oh,
it's not open. The place is not announced, and well, I've not been back there in years, so I don't even know what the status of it is now.
was that not funny about the Mount Carmel or whatever. Course, I don't even know. I
Yeah,
didn't even know. Did you have something to do with that course?
nothing. I literally saw it on UDisc and went and filmed around there.
I had no idea. Like he was talking like he was like, yeah, tell Josh. I don't know. The town wanted to and didn't like that name, so they got me to change it. And I was like, I didn't know he had anything to do with it.
Did you tell him I didn't have anything to do with it?
I sent him a message and he didn't even reply back. But I was like, Josh was like, I don't know.
He's like, what a liar.
Yeah, unless he's talking about some other Josh that I'm not aware of. But
Oh, maybe. I don't know.
I was like, I don't know. Well, I mean, he's because we were talking. I think mentioned something about you or something at that point in time, and then he started talking about Pedro 66. I was like, I don't even know what that is. And he's like, me either. He's like,
Let
the
me
town.
tell you how that went. I was like, hey, let's go film this new course. Amanda's like, okay, I'll film for you and we'll walk it. I went up there, pulled up the scorecard, and it said Pedro 66. And I went from there.
Maybe that's what it was. Is like he thought like you named it that or something because it
No,
was on like your video or something. I don't know, but like,
I did put the thumbnail of it on there. It says Pedro 66.
see,
But
I don't
I got that from the UDisc scorecard.
well, it doesn't say that anymore.
Oh, I know. I looked at it. And I
He,
was like,
he
oh.
was was like, I have no idea, and he's like, they were like, what's Pedro 66? He goes, I don't know. It's
That's
pretty
what I
funny.
was wondering. You can see my legit reaction on the intro of that video. I'm like, we're at a course called Pedro 66. I'm like, what? I don't know why.
That's funny.
That's so I don't know why he thought that I had something. I mean, he's the one that designed it, right?
Yeah, he basically told me he was like they wanted a course and I gave him one.
And
That's
named it after a young Spanish fellow.
on Pedro 66.
Well, not young. He's 66 years old, apparently.
66, yeah, he's 66.
Pedro 66 is his password.
Who said that?
Mother said that.
Oh my
Wouldn't it be
god.
bad if it was like Tim's password to all of his stuff and he just accidentally saved it as the
He
name of the
forgot.
course?
Yeah, he
He's
typed
like,
in his password into the course name.
and now he's playing dumb. That way you won't get his password. All right,
That's
we
what
know it.
it is. Yeah, that is exactly what it is.
Can somebody go to Facebook and type in Tim Bar and then type in password Pedro 66 and just see what happens?
You enter the matrix.
Oh, so funny.
Oh man. No, I thought that was pretty funny, but I was gonna see what I can find. This is not something that's really came up much here. I don't think in a while, but do you have any thoughts on dress code in disc golf?
Um, I've seen some stuff recently. Somebody was talking about how some of the tour players were wearing like t-shirts like I can't remember who it was, but someone was wearing a t-shirt rather than like the polo style. And I
Mm-hmm.
kind of think they're switching to that. The one thing I don't like, and I know people love it, but this is just me being me. I hate how Joel Freeman dresses. To me, it just makes it look, you know what I mean? I just hate
Yeah,
it. I'm sorry.
I'm,
Nothing about, I mean, it's his if he wants to wear that in his own personal life, fine. Look like a strawberry dude. But it looks unprofessional on the coverage. You know what I mean?
it looks like a strawberry in a clown outfit sometimes, but
He literally looked like a Ronald McDonald on one show. I was like,
I know what you're talking about.
you
Ronald
do?
McDonald. Didn't he
I don't
dress as
know.
mom in one of the Halloween tournaments?
Hmm.
I'm pretty sure he legit like they were allowed to dress up, and he was dressed as a mom. So that's kind of funny.
Yeah, I mean that's funny, but that's a specific reason. Like, dude comes out there with looking like a freaking watermelon and in a professional tournament. You know what I mean? He like assume he wins something big, like, and then he's like out there just looking like a watermelon. Like, I don't know. I just don't.
Somebody needs
Is that a
Freeman
little hotter
where
of a
his
take,
face is on
Billy?
a watermelon.
Do what?
That would be funny. No, that reminds me too of LeCastro's outfit for Waco. Did you see
Mm-mm.
it? What do
Mm-mm.
you think about it?
No, I didn't see it.
Oh, you didn't see it? He had like a
Uh,
referee's shirt on. It said LeCastro on the back.
so he's just trolling
Legit
then.
vertical white and black referee shirt.
Oh, look,
I
even Skelly says Joe Freeman looks like Ronald McDonald. Look, Joel Freeman, you know who he actually looks like? I don't know if anybody here in the comments knows. Have they ever heard of a band called Mudvayne? But he looks just like the bass player for Mudvayne.
I know who that is, but I'd have to see a picture of the person to know what they look like. Because did they wear masks, or am I
No,
thinking
they painted their faces.
they painted their faces? Okay, I
Right.
was trying to remember because there's a couple that did the mask stuff. Oh, Mushroom Head's the other one I was thinking of that wore like those weird masks, not
Right.
like on the verge of really crazy Slipknot
Yeah.
type stuff. But no, I don't know. Like dress code's a weird one for me because it's in between like golf and like other sports.
Yeah.
But like golf, you don't have to use the same movements as what disc golf does. So sometimes like a polo's kind of weird. And so you got a lot of upper body like
True.
twisting and stuff and reaching that's a little bit different from golf where it's like a swing and you're not having crazy like open positions where you're throwing in weird positions and stuff. Golf, it's always the same motion every
True.
single time. So like I think it's kind of weird to wear like a nice like little jersey type of look. Like I don't know about like some of the stuff like Prodigy stuff where it's like a big bunch of stuff everywhere. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I could see it being more so like how you see jerseys or something in a sport being uniformed, but not like a t-shirt. I
Right.
mean, if I had the option, I'd probably wear a Batman outfit, like her shirt,
An
not
outfit.
outfit. I'm Batman. Oh yeah, okay, I know. Yeah,
Does
what's
he
your
not look
favorite?
like Joe Freeman?
He
Like,
does kind of look like a little bit buffer Joe Freeman. Like Joe Freeman's a little
yeah.
skinnier than that dude, but
If dude put a strawberry shirt on, that's Joe
he would
Freeman.
look like Joe Freeman. Joe Freeman or Mudvayne plays disc golf.
Yeah. I don't
So
know. I don't. It's for dress code. I got off topic there, and I apologize. But I
I
don't
got
think
off
that
on hot
it's
topics.
something. I don't think that it's something necessarily that needs to be like. As long as
Regular.
it's. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Just don't dress like a fool. That's all I'm going to say. And I'm not saying that he's dressing like a fool. That's what he likes. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
That's fine. But like, as long as they're wearing, because they're not out there just promoting themselves anymore. They're promoting a brand, and they're promoting the Disc Golf Pro Tour. They're promoting disc golf in general. You know what I mean? If we get
Yeah,
people out here wearing all kinds of crazy stuff, you know what I mean? Then, but some people like that. So I've seen countless comments where people absolutely love like the watermelon shirts and stuff like that. So I'm like, well,
yeah. Well, I mean, you've got like I feel like dress code is gonna be one of those things where you're gonna have. Uh, I love this comment. Um, you're gonna have a very polarizing take
yeah,
that's gonna be one side or the other because you've got a side that's gonna straight up as soon as you mention dress code is gonna polarize and be like, we're not golf. Like we don't need a dress code. Like whatever. And they're like, well, yeah, okay, yeah, but we don't need a guy with his uh, wife beater tank
right.
top on with three holes in it and uh, a pair of shorts. It's like ripped down the middle out there, either on coverage. But I mean, like I feel like somewhere in the middle, like where you have a I don't know. I don't mind like the sports type of look, but like little logos or something on it, maybe. I don't know. I've got shirts with big bats on it and stuff, so I'm a hard one to talk about that. But I'm also not
Yeah.
on TV or on coverage either. But having it tiered is probably, I guess, the best way to look at that because, like, if you're on a pro tour event, that's going to be a different standard than playing your local
C
B
tier.
tier,
Yeah.
B tier and C tier. Like, it's a little bit of a different beast there. So I can see like companies standardizing like what your players wear.
Hmm.
You don't have to be crazy strict, but like having stuff like you're talking about, like looking like a watermelon, or
Yeah.
heck, I mean, Nico walking around looking like he's refing a basketball game. Like, like he legit is wearing a ref jersey. So I mean, like that kind of stuff's kind of funny. But he's another one too that's known for having him some crazy pants
Yeah.
and
He
stuff.
used to wear the tie dye shirts all the time.
Yeah, and that's a lot of the type of stuff you see in general, anyways. Like, because they got a pretty loose dress code. Like, I don't think I've ever been to an event where somebody actually was like told, like, no, bro, like you can't wear that.
Right. Yeah.
I've not been somewhere, even though like I think there is enforceable stuff even at the lower levels.
Yeah.
But I mean, I've seen people play in sandals and stuff before, sandals and uh, even asked if they could take their shirt off before. I'm like,
Yeah. No.
don't know. Like, I mean,
I,
yeah,
I think personally what's in place is fine. You know what I mean? What I was saying about Freeman, that I mean that's his personal preference versus mine. That I think completely falls within what's fine. You know what I mean? That's
yeah,
just me saying I don't particularly like that. But then again, you see like me out there wearing like a bright pink shirt as well. So that's just as bright. You know what I mean? The
it's
only
a
difference in my
drive.
shirt is it didn't have seeds on it. So
It didn't have seeds, a stem, and the juices running off of it.
yeah. I don't know. I think what's in place is fine. To be honest, like as long as they're not out there, like you said, ripped up stuff or shirtless and you know what I mean? Like I think it's fine. Away from the
Nico
exit.
looked away from the exit. Oh,
Uh,
that's funny. No, I mean, like I said, we both talk about each other or talk about ourselves. Like I like wearing cool socks. I mean,
mhm.
you've seen me in your videos. I had Ninja Turtle socks on that have
I know.
headbands on them and stuff. Like I've got what I call my tournament socks. I've got Batman socks and Captain America socks and stuff. And in the middle of the summer, if I'm wearing shorts, you're seeing my socks. Like
Yeah.
I have stuff like that, but I mean, those are not necessarily, uh, I guess, super like out there. It's just kind of like I like having funny socks, and that kind of started with my wife. She always wore crazy socks, and I was like, I like those socks. Like,
Hmm.
'cause I always just had like little plain Jane ankle socks for the longest time, and now I don't. I hate wearing ankle socks. I get blisters and stuff if I don't. So
Hmm.
I wear tall ones. So now I'm like, give me knee highs and put a Batman symbol on it and put a cape on it, and I'm gonna walk around.
I'm gonna go on like Teespring or something and make a pair of socks that has Joe Freeman's face on them and buy them for you.
Yes, but I want it to be like his face photoshopped on a watermelon. like like it's just a watermelon and then him just like, yeah, that face. I don't want any other face, just that kind of face. But yeah, I was curious about that. It wasn't anything I'd really heard a whole lot here lately, but it kind of correlated with Nico coming out dressed as a ref and whether at some point in time, what's this? Oh, we got Cher in here. I need a pair with Max's face on it. I want a pair with Max on it, but him doing the otter slap on his belly.
This I'm unaware of.
Go
Yeah.
watch my video with the Throwmore crew at Lehman.
Okay.
and
Well,
you'll
I
see
probably won't now that you now that you said
oh,
something
it
like
is
that's happening.
worth it. It is worth it. 100%. Some of my finer editing
Oh, okay.
occurs in that video. So I would love a pair of socks like that, and then he has to wear a pair of socks that has my face on it.
With your face.
Yeah, and then Basinger can have a pair too.
You on one face or on one sock and then Gavin Babcock on the other one.
Yeah, these are just twins, dude. Speaking of that, like I found out a weird amount of people share the same birthday with me. That like Pat LePage,
Right. Yeah.
disc golf. It's a disc golf dude, right? Is his
Yes.
stuff.
Hmm.
I'm not like you're really good friends with Pat. I've met him once, and he's a cool dude. I don't really know him that much, but we have the same birthday. And
Hmm.
then another dude in town here, I was sitting there. He posted and said something like a birthday. There ain't no way your birthday's day. He's like, yeah, it is. And then I got on Facebook right after it, and then I saw Casey White's birthday is the same day as mine and Pat LePage's.
That's crazy.
What the heck? All these people got March 11th babies. What the heck? But yeah.
Speaking of, I never did say anything. Happy birthday, bro. A little late, but
Oh, thank you.
a little late. Let's just
Oh,
be
thank
awkward and do it live on the podcast.
Did you like my Mighty Ducks jersey that my wife got me? You didn't see it.
I've not been on the Facebooks. Just really.
You messaged me.
Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. With the Facebook stuff, and Amanda can almost confirm that most of the time I'll do Facebook, I'm sharing something, and then that's it.
Yeah, I don't really use. I do about the same thing. I'm gonna give you.
Occasionally I'll browse through it, but if I'm on my phone, I'm usually playing Angry Birds or something. Oh, the old Ducks.
Yeah, she got me a Mighty Ducks jersey, and it says Bombay on the back, and it has his number 66 on it. At first, I thought she got me one that said 16, but it was not. It was Gordon Bombay's. So I wore it all day yesterday, and then watched the Knoxville Ice Bears win.
Is it
Spoilers.
bad that I've never seen a full hockey game? The only hockey game I've ever seen is in the Mighty Ducks movie.
Listen. Stelly, tell him in the comments, okay? You and Amanda need to go to a Knoxville Ice Bears game with me and Allie. You
Josh
might
has
not like
invited us to a Knoxville Ice Bears game.
you might not
We'll
like
go watch one.
sports, but is the most fun sporting event you'll ever go to.
Is it more fun
Yes.
than disc golf?
Yeah, to watch. Like, I mean, come on. Like, you get to sit down, you get to watch like people try to like rip each other's heads off, and then at random somebody in the crowd is dancing, and the whole game focuses on that while everybody else keeps playing. Like, and then they have like stuff like wiener dog races in between periods, and just random stuff. Like, it's the randomest event, but it's fun.
Hmm.
Like, you can buy these things they call chuckapucks at Ice Bears. And in between the second and third period, they set these things out on the ice, and you pay like $6. You get 6 fake foam pucks, and you try to throw them on it. And if you land on it, you win a prize. Like, it's just random. Like, so much cool stuff, and it's pretty cheap. It's like 20 some bucks for a ticket, like almost on the ice
It's not bad.
at Knoxville. So yeah, and it's not that far away. So it's really worth it. Y'all need to go.
I've never honestly been to a whole lot of sporting events. The only stuff I've ever been to is like a WNBA game.
Oh well.
And then I went, yeah. And I went
I don't
to
know, where did you find that?
Bristol. It was in Knoxville.
They had a WNBA game in Knoxville, or was it a college? Like, did you go
Oh,
to?
no, wait. Never mind. It was college. You're right. Yeah, you're
I
right.
was like, where did you go to a
It was
WNBA?
the Lady Vols. Never mind.
Well, I've been to one of those.
Yeah.
I've been to Lady Vols. I've been to Vols. I've been to pro baseball. Not been to pro football, but I've been to NASCAR, all kinds of stuff. Hockey is at the top. I love going and watch disc golf too, but at least at hockey, you don't have to walk. Like, you can sit.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, that's the difference.
Well, you can do that at disc golf too if you just pick your favorite hole on the course.
Yeah, but you're watching a hole.
Yeah.
Golly, I'm taking
Pick a
off.
short hole. Watch it get aced. Calm
Yeah.
down.
He said,
This
"Calm
ain't
down."
you don't host a hockey podcast, bro. You host a disc golf podcast.
Next Next month we're launching Daddy Delp Singer's hockey podcast.
Yeah, that'll go good since I
Yeah,
know so much about it.
it's the only other sport I watch really besides disc golf. So, and it's funny because we don't have hockey here,
That's funny.
but it is fun. The first time I ever went was in Knoxville, and we've been went a bunch of times. I even got a free Coke in Kingsport because I was an Ice Bears fan. I went into a restaurant and I was wearing my Ice Bears shirt. Not a restaurant, the Great American Cookie Company, and I was buying cookies because Allie told me to come home with cookies. So I did, and I was like, "Can I get a Coke Zero?" And they were like, "Yeah." And they was like, "And we're going to buy it for you because you're a Knoxville Ice Bears fan." I was like, "All right."
Hmm.
We're everywhere. You just don't know it.
I have talked to her about wanting to go to a Smokies game.
Oh yeah, I've been to Smokies, and it's still hockey. You're gonna love it. You're gonna love it when you go with me.
He said when, not if, but when you go with
When
me.
you go, you're gonna love it. It's
Hey,
fun.
I'd watch a hockey game. I ain't against it.
I'm
You
glad.
should play hockey. It's fun.
Listen, I'm about to buy some sticks and stuff. I'm gonna get my kids into it. We're gonna be a hockey, um, just like a straight up hockey family, and they're gonna not know how we don't have hockey around here. They're like, "Well, we play hockey because there's nobody else playing." I did see this
Uh,
stuff. They have mini hockey where you can. It's like called knee hockey, and you can buy it at a rink, and it like goes in your room. It's like a fence and like two nets, and you play on your knees. I was like, I'm about to buy that. That'd be fun.
Me and Jason used to play hockey in the old basement. Dad made us some nylon pucks back in the day. We used to play some
See,
hockey.
you're made for it.
No,
Oh,
I'm not
goalie.
goalie.
Hey, remember Goldberg?
Who, Bill?
Well, yeah, yeah, that's a good one. Bill Goldberg, that's a good one. Well, you got any? Let's see. What do I want to see? You got any discs that you've been throwing that you've not normally throwing? Like, what's your go-to disc right now? Get on a new topic.
Um, Honestly, I've been going with like that Magmasoft Tui. I don't want to talk about it here too much because you know how I feel about that. We're running out of them and I need them all. But that I've been throwing that on a lot more holes that maybe not holes, but like at distances that I'm not as comfortable with. You know how you always try and get me to throw putters more.
Yeah.
So I've been throwing it a lot, and I've actually been doing like oddly enough when I played that round at Kiwanis this week, I did a few. I think I did like 4 or 5 little touch Tui forehand shots.
Oh yeah.
Just a little
Getting you a little Annie flat the whole way.
right, and it saved me on a few like a few. It saved me a couple times. So I shot a pretty good round out there, and
Yeah,
I have
you
to
did.
say my Tuis were money, and the P walk was money. So
That was one of the shots when I was on a street team that I had to develop in order for me to scramble. Was a putter flick because at the time they only had the A3s, A2s, and like A4s and stuff like that, and they were a little bit faster than what I was wanting. So I got good at flicking like P Model S's on that like little wristy
mm,
forehand and getting a just long panning shot. And to this day, I use that shot all the time. But it was like one of those shots that a lot of people rely on with like a zone or something that's beat in that can you can throw it hard on that ante and let it fight out. And the putters, you have to have a lot more touch so that you don't turn them into a roller.
mhm.
That was one of those shots that over time, I developed, and I got to where at one point, like I think it was the time that I shot the like 16 under or whatever it was at Kiwanis. Like there was a couple of holes where like I flicked off the tee a P Model S because I was getting so comfortable with like little wristy flicks. Like hole 14, I flicked a P Model S off of that tee and parked it. And it's just one of those things like I got to where it was real easy, which now like I've got a disc that I can rely on for that shot. I don't do that because there's so much that you can do wrong with a putter flick. But that day it was just working.
Hmm.
And I think I flicked the putter on hole 10 at that course and on 14 and got both of them. But it's a useful shot. So I'm glad that you're using that and getting some success with it.
Yeah, it was surprising because I mean, I don't throw a lot of forehands, you know that, and for it to be a Tui, like you said, like such, because the Tui is way more understable than that P Model US.
Yeah.
I would guess so. Like, I mean, I think I've hardly thrown one, but I know like that is such a touch little, you know, and
Mm-hmm.
I was able to get some surprises. Like on hole 18, actually, I took the 4 because I went OB on the path to the right.
Oh,
I
okay.
was like, I kind of want to try for the 2, and because if I tried for the 2, I would have shot like my best round I've ever shot there. Uh, and then actually, even if I would have took the 3, I would have shot my best round that I've ever shot there.
Dang.
Uh, but I was like at the last minute, I decided I was like, I'm not going to be too aggressive because I just want to get my birdie. You know what I mean? I was like, I just want to get the birdie and be fine. And then I just didn't turn enough, and it went OB. And I had like this little gap, and I did that little Tui, like little, and got up and down, and I was able to save the par with the OB. So I was
That's
happy about that.
that's pretty good. I don't know if I've ever seen the OB or gotten OB on the right side of that hole before, but I think I've flirted with it, but I just can't remember where it is. It's like a little walking path, isn't it, down there next to the baseball field or something?
Right, yeah. And I just barely even scooched off of it. I think it just got some skip and then slid down that hill and just kept sliding. So it was very close to being in. You know what I mean? It was, you know, a few inches from a birdie.
So you've been throwing that Tui a lot more here lately, huh?
Yeah, I have. I mean, I'm getting more comfortable with it at distances that I normally am not comfortable throwing a putter. And the Takapoo as well. Like I threw it on 14, like you were talking about earlier, just did like
Yeah.
a uh little baby turn because I knew it would flex out. Almost
Mm-hmm.
ace. It was super close to the ace.
Which
It
hole?
came right 14.
40. Oh, okay. The one that I was just talking about. Okay, I got you.
Yeah. It came in right behind the basket. And it's,
Mm.
used to, I wouldn't dream of throwing a putter on that hole, but I threw that Takapoo there. And
Yeah, it's a good shot, I think, for it. Good little
Mhm.
Takapoo, little baby flex.
Right, because it'll get the turn off the tee, and then I know it'll stable up. I
Mm-hmm.
feel like if I had a little bit more stable one, that I could probably ace that one. I feel like it sounds funny to say it, but I feel like the one that I have is not stable enough to ace it, but it's stable enough to park it and go right in behind the basket. If that makes
Yeah,
sense.
I could see that because the Takapoos are not like really overstable. Like I've got like a platinum one that
Hmm.
has some decent stability, but still, if I throw it on Annie with the good nose angle, I can get it to hold the Annie the whole
Yeah.
way. So I mean that one, and I guess the mint one that I got just recently is got about close to the same stability, but they are very straight. So I mean, it's one of those
Right.
shots. Maybe if you were able to get that to fly the right shape, it would almost have to be on like almost like you threw it off of a hyzer flip or something,
Right. Yeah.
so that it like when it flipped up, it acts like a more stable. But
Hmm.
that's a harder shot to get consistent too.
Hmm.
Like, uh, that's awesome though that you're getting to throw those putters a lot more. Next
Yeah.
thing
I'm
you know,
trying.
you're gonna be throwing it for 400-foot shots.
Yeah. Sure. I'll throw it on a 400-foot shot. I mean, I'll have to throw it 3 times, but I'll throw it.
Dude, I've been throwing the Kotare a lot more. I threw that thing a ton this past weekend at the Tim and Donna's.
Hmm.
I'm surprised, man. I was throwing it for four hands like crazy. I've almost gotten to the point now to where I've started throwing it sometimes on shots where I would throw like a slower, like Firebird like disc, like an Omen or something like that. Because I guess it's just because I've been throwing it so much. I'm getting the release of it down now
Hmm.
to where I'm more practiced with the Katare. But that's the what I threw off of the whole 27 tee, and then was down there in the middle of the fairway in the left in a perfect spot. So I mean, Staley, I don't know what run this thing is. Overstable. It's platinum.
So it's not A21 then.
No, I don't have any of those. Like, I've told people, like, I would like to try one, but the way I operate with my bag, I don't know if it's a popular way or not. I operate with my bag on a if it's hard for me to get, I don't bag it generally.
Yeah, I understand that. I mean, it makes sense.
Like if I lose that disc, I'm going to be mad.
Mm-hmm.
If it's something I like that's why I never bought an X1 when I was on Prodigy. Everybody's like, you need a beefy driver or something, get an X1. I'm like, I'm not paying $70 for a driver that I'm going to get extremely mad if I lose.
Right.
Because I was looking for a good forehand driver when I was on Prodigy's team, and everybody's like, you need a good X1 that like beat in or something so you can throw it really hard flat. And I'm like, I'm not going to buy it. Like, I'm not going to do that. And I know the first time I throw it, I'm going to lose it and I'm going to be mad. So I just, like, I'd try one, and if I got one, I'd throw it, but more than likely it would not be my go-to just for that reason.
Mm-hmm. I'm ashamed to say that I threw a 821 Qatar 8 in the pond at Pellissippi and it's gone. So I know exactly what you mean. Which I had a few. I think I've got 3 more. So it was not
it the one that you let me try and I didn't really actually get a throw on, or was that already lost when we filmed that video with Tanner and
I don't think it was lost. Was it purple?
I can't remember. I tried to throw it on hole 6, the long tee, and then I hit the left side. So I've still never thrown one and actually saw the flight of it.
Mm.
So I would be. I'm curious to know like what. Let's see. What's this? Oh mother!
I could turn it over.
What's
If that
cheapest I
tells you
saw
anything.
was $70. Oh, the X1s. If you're talking about the X1s, the reason is because they're very hard to come by, and there wasn't many made. I think they made more. They were messed up.
I heard that it was just a bad run of D3s.
It was, but then somehow magically there a while back they found some in their warehouse and
Yeah.
released them. Remember, stamped them
Yeah.
with stuff. I think, yeah, originally I think it was a lost, or not lost. It was a broken, like it was a messed up run of D3s
Mm-hmm.
from Prodigy's. What we were told was messed up run of D3. So that's all it was a D3, but they came out insanely flat and stupid overstable, like
Mm-hmm.
distance driver, like almost tilt distance driver. They're insane. And like Gannon Burr and them, they have a ton of them. Like it's that they like the big pros that throw far. It was with Prodigy, bagged X1s for that shot where they knew they needed it to just go left or like throw a forehand where they could throw it like this and get it to just curve around like crazy, skip shots and stuff. But they released those ones. It was when I was on the street team. They released them and you could buy them for like $50 a piece or something like that when they released them. And they were like, these were in the warehouse or something. And I was like,
Yeah, sure they
were
were.
they in the warehouse?
Well, that's
Yeah,
kind of
they were in
like
the warehouse, but I
almost
think you made them.
yeah, I think they made them. It's almost the same exact situation as the Kahoo OS
Yeah,
because it's
I don't
technically
think I've ever thrown
Kahoo.
it.
I've got one.
They're
Wow,
supposed to
you
be
thought
beefy.
some of those flat Kahoos were beefy? This is literally next one. I've got one, and it's funny because when I got my first box from RPM, I posted something, and Keith was like, he commented on something. He's like, "How did you end up getting that?" And Jackson was like, "I threw that in there for you, mates. Oops." I was like, "Woo!" And once I found out that was a one-off run, I was like, "Let's not," because I used to keep it in my bag and just let people throw it,
Oh
just to
yeah,
see how stupid overstable it was, you know. And once I found out that it was a one-off run, I was like, "Let's put that on the shelf and never throw you again."
Yeah, I think I actually somebody here had one and lost it.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah, you told me that.
I think he lost it at Lehman and never found it because he told me he had a Kahoo OS and then he had a Kahoo XG and something else. I was like, where'd you get all these from? I didn't know about um, RPM discs, and you knew like you had there was a couple people around here that had a couple random RPM discs before
Mhm.
I even knew about RPM really. And
Yeah, I got my first one from Dustin Elmore,
oh really?
good friend of mine here. Yeah, he actually. Well, I didn't get it from him. He traded it into Halo, and this is back when I was on a bunch of MVP stuff still. And he
Uh,
traded it into Halo, and I grabbed it and felt it because I was like, "Hey, that's got a bird on it." I was like, "That looks cool." And
the
I
ways
grabbed
of
it
Big
and felt
Finger's
it.
heart.
It's like gummy, like the first runs of those. I don't
Yeah.
know if it's the first run, but the older Kahoo XGs, they were like gummy, kind of softer. And I was like, that feels really good. And I was like, oh, you know what? I was like, I'm gonna try this out, and I bought it. And dude, the first round I played with it, I was instantly throwing it further than my octanes. They were like beat in for 4 years, and I was like, okay, that's happening. So it all began from there. That it still says Dustin's name on the rim after all these days. It's that one I died. Remember?
Oh yeah. Okay, I've thrown that.
Mhm.
That's the one you about died whenever you were like, you just lost my disc.
Yeah, yeah. I was like, you
Oh,
just lost
one
my baby.
Warriors.
Yeah.
Yeah. I threw that thing. That thing flipped like crazy. I remember that now.
It's a good one, man. It's so good. I love it.
No, I've got one Kahoo that I think it was the one I got from Tanner that's crazy gummy. I haven't thrown it in a long time, but it's really, really gummy.
Mm.
It's like a bronzy, kind of orange brown, kind of like a Texas color, almost burnt
Mm.
orange. And it actually had a lot of glide to it. It almost flew almost like an XG.
Oh wow.
The way, like, there's a couple I've got that almost fly like XGs, and I'm like, I don't even know if these are like actual regular Kahoos or XGs because they have the same flight as what my XGs that I've got do.
Yeah. To be honest, I kind of quit calling them XGs because it is the Kahoo mold. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
still just a Kahoo. It's just I don't know what they do different. I assume it's a different cooling process or something like that that
Mm-hmm.
makes them more domey. It's just the domier runs of the Kahoo. So I still just call them. We're not answering that question. Don't even think.
Uh,
Uh,
it is called.
do you want to say it at the same exact time?
Yeah.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. Magma soft
Soft
tui.
Tui.
He's talking about it on here. We're going to not be friends soon.
You know what was funny was I wanted to come up with something to make you say it before the podcast, and I didn't get to plan it. Like I was gonna try to grab a disc I had and be like, "What do you think RPM makes as like the closest to this?" And it was gonna be like a flippy putter in like classic soft, and I was gonna get you like that was beaded, and then I was gonna get you to say Magma Soft Tui, and then go, "Dang it!"
Nah,
But I just didn't get that far into it.
don't worry. Mother got you.
Yeah, you got my back. He got my back. No, well, what do y'all putt with?
Yeah, let's hear
I
it.
assume Staley probably putts with Tui's, or maybe a Takapoo. I don't
I
know.
think he puts taco booze. That's
Ben
my
said most of the people over. Okay, yeah, he is. Oh,
gosh, he's quick. He answered that before you asked it.
he had it typed in, just waiting. Ask me, ask me, ask me.
Asked me. He's like, I'm ready to go, bro. Let's get this.
No,
Let's guess what Mother's putting with. Let's see if we can
mother's
guess.
putting with
I'm gonna
AVR.
say KC Pro AVRs.
Yeah, I was going to say either JK or KC Pro AVRs. He said he
No,
needed.
you don't, Jeffrey. No, you don't.
Oh,
Nomad. So,
okay.
so a JK Pro AVR.
Yeah, I was right.
Oh, that's
He
funny.
said, okay, he put like 5 discs here: Nomad, AVR, No Bead, and Gummy EV7. So we weren't wrong. With
So a
that.
DX
So he's got
AVR.
3 putters. Is that for different situations, or you just like the feel of those putters and just put them all?
Man, I'm telling you, my tuies, my soft tuies Monday when I played that round. I know I'm supposed to say this since I'm on RPM's team, but I've never putted with a putter like I do those tuies. I'm just gonna
Oh
say it.
yeah.
That's complete honest. You know what I mean? If I wasn't on RPM's team, I would say the same thing. Like,
Well, I'll say this: I was not looking to change putters.
mm-hmm,
What I just had something funky kind of going on. Like I was yanking putts, and I felt like I was trying hard to putt,
mm-hmm,
and I was just like, I don't have anything like coming up immediately in the next few weeks or so, and I didn't. One of the things that really was keeping me from trying the tuies is that I had only like strata ones,
yeah,
and they were rock hard because it's been cold. And I was like, I'll just grab these, mess around in the yard some. And I was like, next round I'll go out and putt. And then I was like, well, I'm making these. They're just not comfortable in my hand. Like I just put it right at the basket and it was going in. I was like, it's easy to putt. It's
mm-hmm,
kind of fixing what I was doing from yanks. Like 'cause I'm just used to putting that like kind of right side of basket and letting it come in from the putters I've used. And so I've never been like crazy direct. I've been pretty direct, but I usually still aimed right side. Now it's more middle of the
mm-hmm,
basket. And I was like, as long as I hit these on a little bit of hyzer and release at the basket, they hit the chains at least, no matter what.
mm-hmm,
Um, took them out a couple of times. I was like, if I can get these in a soft plastic, I can probably do it. And committed to it. But I've not changed putters much in my career, so it was a surprise to me. I've never putted an understable putter
mm-hmm,
ever, so that was a big change. So it's a change in the type of putt. Like I said, I have to be a direct putter. But I mean, if you're going to putt a tui, I think you do have to kind of be a right at the basket, just aiming for heart every time. Because I know the hyzer putts and stuff, people kind of aim like top right or something like that a little bit to get that fall into the heart, which is generally kind of predictable, but it changed mine up a little bit, and I've been liking them. They're just I have to just trust myself to barely putt them sometimes
mm-hmm.
because where I'm a heavy spin putter.
Oh yeah, that's one thing that's good about them. Also, is I feel like they're really good for like longer putts too because they
Mhm.
flip up. But I mean, they don't like flip up as in like they're going to turn over, but you know what I mean. They flatten out. The
Yeah.
further you are out, they flatten out and get glide.
No, I
I,
can
I,
definitely putt with them far.
yeah, I had two good back to back putts on what was it, 8 and 9 at Kiwanis this past week. I mean, just
Oh,
two
okay.
really good ones. One was a downhill putt and one was uphill putt, and just jammed them both. And
9 was the uphill.
yeah, how'd you guess?
Yeah,
Well, I didn't throw. I didn't throw a second bad shot on hole 8. Now
that's true. Yeah,
it could have been.
that is true.
I actually did throw a horrible second shot. That was one of the forehand two shots that didn't work out. I just aimed a little off because I was playing my buddy uh, Michael, and I told him I was like I faded out to the right side like past hole 10's tee, but like going down a little bit further.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm just gonna take. I was like, I'm not gonna risk anything. I was like, I'm just gonna take the birdie because it's that par 4, whatever.
Hmm.
Like, I'm just gonna take the birdie, and I just took that 2 in, and it hit something and just fell down like
Oh,
right
dang.
in front of me. And I was like, honestly, probably I was uphill past that big tree.
The
Uh,
huge tree before the basket.
yeah, the huge one. Yeah, I was probably 45 feet, maybe 50, something like that. And I was like, dang it. I was like, I really wanted to just save my birdie on this. And I was like, you know what? I've been putting decent recently. Let's try it. Dude, and I just putted straight down at it and just canned it. And I was like, let's go.
Round salvaged. What you
Yeah.
had round? That was that round you sent me, right?
Yeah.
Was it like 10 under or something?
Yeah. 10 under,
Good round.
which was tied for like my best round there. So that's why I was saying on hole 18, if I would have just not win OB, then I would have shot 11 under, which would have been my outright best instead of tying my best. So.
Rabbits sound like they were trying to break down the wall just a second ago. No,
Yeah.
that's awesome. Getting them putts in. I've been trying to practice more. I hadn't got to practice a lot, but I've been playing a lot of disc golf here the last couple of weeks. So,
Yeah.
well, I guess. Do you want to start getting into the? Who's talking about prison ink?
I have a lot of ink, but none of it is prison ink.
I want another tattoo.
What?
I said I kind of want another tattoo.
Same.
He said same.
It's been
Always.
years.
It's been since I got the Batman thigh tattoo. I've got one.
Is that your only one?
No, I've got 3.
No.
I got this one and one on my shoulder. It's like the Alpha and Omega in Hebrew.
Mm-hmm.
Me and a bunch of my buddies that uh, basically we called it the brother tattoo. We all got the same tattoo. It's the Hebrew Alpha and Omega.
I got a few myself.
You did what?
I've got a few myself.
Yeah, you got like 300.
3. I've got more than 3 on this one arm.
That's just one. It's all connected, right?
Not yet.
Not yet.
It will
You're
be.
gonna get it all the way up to your neck.
I would like to. I've got one on my neck.
Well, I knew that one, but I want like all the way around it.
I wouldn't mind it. I honestly debated this one.
You should
to
get like the Joker mouth
bigger.
right here.
If you'll pay for it, I'll do it right here.
Pay for it?
Yeah.
Let me message somebody. Maybe they'll do it for free. You know what I'm talking about.
Oh God.
Yeah, you do.
Oh, well, that's funny.
No, do you want to do our little game
Sure.
before my my computer takes off again?
Yeah, I'm good
Oh,
with it.
my light just turned off too. That's our cue. Hopefully, I'm gonna talk to my wife. Can we get a new computer? Because this thing sucks. Last week it sounded like it had a screw inside of it, or was it last week? You know,
Hey, yeah, it might. Actually, I had my old laptop before this one.
mm-hmm.
The fan was doing that and had that sound, and there was a screw that had came loose because I had to take the laptop apart and replace the fan, and there was actually a screw that had came loose. So
I really want a new one so I can actually do some like editing on a laptop.
mm-hmm.
And I've been filming on my phone here recently because it's so much easier for me to transfer videos
Mm-hmm.
from my phone to my iPad than it is to take the hour and a half of Wi-Fi transfer from my camera to my iPad. I just want a computer so I can, if I use my camera, I can plug the SD card in and immediately transfer because I don't edit on the laptop. So I would like to do that, and then we wouldn't have to listen to this stupid thing during the live. Okay. Do you have any ideas on what disc you're gonna pick?
I actually do not.
Oh, okay. I thought you were gonna be ready.
No.
Dang. I've got one though. Hold up.
You got one? Okay. Well,
I gotta. Oh gosh. Never mind. I pulled my head off.
let's not.
Let me search it real quick. And I don't know. You could possibly have an idea about this, but I don't know.
Okay.
So, what you doing tomorrow?
Hey, come play Rogersville with me after work.
Rogersville. Well, you know what? I gotta. If I can tomorrow, I might do that filming thing with Tim.
Oh.
If I can, and then see, I gotta pick those discs up at some point too.
Oh yeah.
You can put them in your car.
Yeah. Do you want me to put them in my car in case we cross paths?
If you want to, that's fine.
Okay.
Let's see. Okay, are you ready?
Yes, sir.
This disc is a putter, and it is by a company called AGL
Jesus.
What is the flight numbers of the Madrone?
Hey, will you bring the trash can over so if I can see if I got one of these discs in the trash can?
Oh
How's that for
man,
a hot take, Stilly?
that's
Uh,
there, boy.
AGL Madrone. I know what it
You know,
feels
I'm
like. It's
sure
got
you
that
bone too.
stupid thumb track on the top.
Yeah, but you know, two of their discs have that thumb track, the exact same thumb track. Ow.
I'm gonna go with 3402.
Incorrect.
Mm.
3301.
Oh, mm,
He said, "Huh."
garbage.
I looked over and literally saw like a couple of the ones that I had from when I was on AGL's
Oh,
team.
okay.
But like I hadn't. He said, "Oh, I'm going to do that."
Let me look over and see a disc.
There you are in my phone. No, that's me.
I have
There.
one disc on the wall, and you know what? You
I don't.
might be able to get it.
Maybe I don't know. I don't seem to be that great at these.
No, wait. I've got two discs on my wall. One's back here hidden, but I'm going with that one because it's going to make it harder.
Yay. If you don't know, we hold our phones up like this if you're new to the podcast, just so
Yeah.
we're not cheating. I'm Googling the numbers.
So I'll tell you what I was going to say that you would have got would have been a DX AVR, but
Maybe.
that's not it.
I might have got that.
I'm trying to get it to load right now, but it's not loading. So
Oh, it's Xfinity. Or Infinity, not Xfinity. That's
it's
our crappy internet is Xfinity.
um dang.
I was licked.
Okay, here we go. Here we go. Let's go with the infinite discs.
Oh.
I can't get it to load though. I'm trying to see this
Was it
right here.
Boom?
It's the Exodus.
Oh, the Exodus. Wait. The Exodus. Did I review this? What did I just review like not long ago? I don't think it was an Exodus. That's
Okay.
what you're going with, though?
Yes, sir. If I can find the flight numbers here. Okay. I
Oh,
think
no. I reviewed the Emperor. So, yeah, I'm not going to tell you those numbers.
I pick that one next because I know those numbers.
Um,
All right, I got your numbers here.
so the Exodus. I know that the Tomb is like a mid or putterish mid, so maybe I need to go in the fairway slot. Let's go 9403. It's a mid range, isn't it?
Whammies. No, you. It is fairway driver.
Oh, okay.
Staley was pretty close. He said 7.5 -1.1. He's fairly close. It's 7.5 -0.52.
Oh,
A little more
golly.
stable.
I think I've heard of it, but I just didn't know what it was. I know that what's that deckgum disc Garrett throws? It's from them. It's a fire. It's like a Firebird. That's what I was going for. It's not the Exodus.
Scepter.
Oh, is that what that is?
Yeah.
Dang it. I was going for it. Now let's see what else can I. I've got like 4,000 discs sitting here next to me.
Oh,
Um,
so show you my. Check this out.
what do you got?
Eastern's reach out.
Hey, did you post that picture somewhere?
Yes.
I thought so. Let me Google this one. Let me see. You might know this one. I know you should know the disc at least. I don't even know the daggum company's name. Yeah, I do.
He's like, let's make this fair. I don't even know this company's name, but he's going to guess the flight numbers of the exact disc.
Let's see. Yeah, okay, I do know this one. Okay, there it is. What is your flight numbers? See, that's how you know it's a good disc when I don't, like, neither of us know the flight numbers of a disc that we're about to ask. Let's see, where's his flight numbers at? Do you not have flight numbers? Description?
Do, 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 do.
Well, the website doesn't even. Why don't you have flight numbers? Does it not have flight numbers? Does it
Look
not?
at a Google image. That's how I found the Exodus
It
numbers.
doesn't have flight numbers on its disc.
Oh,
It tells
we
you.
got to go with another one.
Well, what if I just can I use Infinite? Because this is literally their website and it does not have.
If it's their disc. If you can get Infinite to load, they've been redoing their website, so it might
Oh,
be.
really?
Yeah.
Why does this not have flight numbers on it? Do they not believe in flight numbers? Maybe not.
Who is it, Prodigy?
No. No.
Or Old Discraft?
Let's see. Infinite has them here. But I don't know if I can get it to load. It's probably going to do that thing that you were talking about. Oh, okay, there it is. Okay, I've got it. Okay. The divergent discs. Golem.
Golem is.
Golem.
Oh my God. Dude, I had my eyes closed and then you started talking like that. It kind of scared me. Not gonna lie. The Golem is an overstable approach disc with the flight numbers of 4302.
Incorrect.
Dang.
It is an approach disc. Infinite has two sets of flight numbers here. So it has reviewers' flight numbers and manufacturer's flight numbers.
Oh, okay.
So manufacturer's flight numbers say 420 3.5.
Dang.
Reviewers say 3.9, 2.10, 3.5.
So I was a point, or I was
You
one
were off
number.
on two ways, yeah. Because you said a 4.3
4.
and it's a 4.2.
Oh,
And then you said a 3, or did you say 3 and it's a
02. I said
3.5?
I
Oh,
said
you said 2 and it's a 3.5 on their scale.
Yeah. Dang it. I should have got that. All
I
right.
would have known because it's not even on the discs. It just says Golem.
Yeah. I should know because we have those at Halo and they're directly beside where I stand at the register every single day.
Do they put like numbers on their stickers?
No.
Well, I guess it's my turn now to
All
try
right.
to
Let
lose.
me get a disc
My
here.
mother was off. 8324. Staley was 2102.
Let me think here. Let me think.
We're gonna have to start studying.
Yeah, we should probably pick a disc before, but we don't. So.
Well, we need to start studying so we actually get points.
Oh yeah.
Nobody's getting anything right.
That is true.
Can you guess the speed of this disc?
Okay, I got one. I'm gonna go a little bit easier. That way, maybe you have a chance. If it'll bring it up here.
I would set it up beforehand, Mother, but I hardly even made it.
All right. I'm giving you the dynamic discs witness.
Ooh, it's flippy. It is one of their original beginner discs. And I think it's a fairway. Let's go with a 7, 5, negative -30.
You got one of those correct.
God.
It is an 8-6 -3-1.
Oh, dang. I was really close to saying a 6 glide, but I didn't know how they had it listed. I remember I said 0 because that thing is so understable. I actually bagged one for a while for a automatic roller.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and so I was like, I figured it was either slow or extremely flippy, like without any fade, like the P walk. That's why I said -30, but like faster. So I went 1 speed faster. I was on the right track. Dang it.
That's pretty close.
I was on the
So
track, but I was
do
not.
we let whoever's in the comments picks a disc first?
I don't know. Do you want to do that, or you just want to?
It's up to you.
I don't know. Would it be easier for us to just pick a random disc and see if you can guess like one number of it, right? To
We
get
might
the
have to
point.
we might have to reassess the game.
To get the point now.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know. It's funny because the first week I got one right, and
I
then
know you.
you
And it's
got one the
one that I
second week.
had no idea what the flight numbers was
Yeah.
because
Nor did I. I couldn't tell you right now what it was.
I think it was like the H3V2 or something like that,
Yeah.
and you absolutely guessed it completely right, and I had no idea what the flight numbers on an H series was.
Oh.
Eh.
Yeah.
I don't have the brain power right now to think
Yeah.
think of a solution. So I
Yeah.
like guessing. No,
Yeah, it is fun.
it's just I suck at it. I just like look at RPM Tanny Walt. Well, he's gonna win on that one because I don't. Don't you have one of those?
Nope.
Wait, no, Stelly. I think he's got one now. Maybe.
Stelly won one. Was it yesterday? Stelly, I think.
Well, he sent me a picture of one, so I was assuming that's what it was.
I messaged a dude in the RPM group, and he's like, I was like, "How much you trying to sell it for?" And he said, "Anyway, I won't discuss numbers here, but he's like, I just got an offer for this," and I was like, "Okay, I'm out."
Okay, good
Said
talk.
thanks, guy. And Stelly now has a Tetawa his way, so coming his way.
No, you've got the catch discs or whatever, like the ultimate type disc, don't you?
Yes, I do have those three: the Ripa, the
There's one that starts with T, right?
Timoka, yeah,
Yeah.
and then
Or
there's
like
just the
EO
ultimate
or something
disc.
like that. Huh?
The ultimate disc, I think it's just called RPM Ultimate Disc.
Oh, okay. Somebody was telling me we needed to do a round with those.
Yeah, I really want to actually. I've been wanting to forever because like I posted like a year and a half ago in the RPM group, and I was like, I can't really say I'm supporting the whole brand if I don't film videos of these, and that's been like a while. Yeah, I've got one still. I've actually got a couple of them.
Yeah, he's giving me one.
Nope. I've got a couple Ripas, a couple Tomokos, and then a couple Ultimate Frisbees or Ultimate Disc, whatever it's called. But I do not have the new one that they released that Ben has that's got the albatross stamp on it. I don't have that one.
Oh, wait, that one that I've been seeing on the website or something like that, maybe.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking of.
It's funny, man, when they released like last year's stamp for the RPM Raptures, Keith was like, he sent the picture out, and at that time they had like that Takapoo wasn't quite out yet, and I was like, oh, I saw that, and then I asked Keith, I was like, do I see an albatross on there? And he's like, I was wondering if he's like, we were wondering if anybody would get notice that, and he's like, of course it would be the Birdman. That's me. Stelly, I've actually not even thrown the Timoko or Timoko. I don't know how you say it. The only one I've actually thrown is the Ripa.
What's the deal with that one?
The what?
like I know you said one was like an ultimate disc. Like, what are the other ones? Are they more catch disc too?
One's like a fastback kind of thing. You know what I'm talking about with like the grooves on the top,
Oh, okay.
and then one is like a smaller. It's not a huge diameter, but it's like a smaller diameter frisbee.
Is one kind of like the bite? Ish?
The Ripa would be the closest to the bite, but it's a
Or like
much
a
bigger
Sonic?
diameter. Somewhat. It's a bigger diameter than that, but it's
What?
fun, dude.
What?
I love throwing that Ripa. Me and Brian at Halo.
Mm-hmm.
I've got one that I keep in the back of my car that I actually have been debating putting it in my bag, just in the top, just to play catch with before rounds, just to warm my arm up. You know, they are so much fun to throw, dude. We've just been out at Halo if we're like don't have a lot of people there, and we'll just take that thing. You could throw it on highs and get it to flip up and turn, dude. They glide so far.
Dang. I was trying to find the disc that you were talking about, and I can't find it on RPMs. Is it not released yet?
The one with the albatross on it.
Yeah.
I don't believe so. I'm pretty sure it's just the ultimate frisbee. I believe it's one of the existing molds already.
'Cause I've got these up, and this is the only three that's under recreation. It's the Ripa, the Tomoko, and the Ultimate is all
Well,
it's.
it is one of those. It's just has a different stamp.
Oh,
It's like
so it's one of those, just different stamped.
correct, yeah,
Oh, okay. So I wonder if it's the Ripa or something like that. Because the one I saw looked like it was like more regular.
yeah.
I don't know what the Ripa's like. I know it says it's a 3-speed. Well, it says the Tomoko and that one are both the same numbers.
Oh yeah, they're just like glidey, like little catch discs. They're awesome. The ultimate disc. I can't remember what it says. Did you say ultimate disc or ultimate frisbee?
It just says Ultimate on here.
Okay, well that thing's like big diameter.
Huge.
Yeah, it's really big.
I put this comment up just for Stelly.
What is it?
100% literally for Stelly.
Literally. Oh, that's funny.
The glitch is good for like like warming up before a round. I've actually done that a few times, and I actually used a glitch a couple of times at the tournament this past weekend. I putted one off of 25's tee and went 5 feet past the basket.
Wow.
You remember that hole at Warriors right next to the train tracks, the one that Dickerson aced in your face?
Yeah, I'll
That
never
one,
forget it.
I just putted a glitch off the tee, and I was like 3 feet past the basket.
Wow, that's crazy.
And then one of the par four on at Harmon on the back, that's 25 maybe. Yeah, it's the hole right before the tree stump hole, so 25. You know what I'm talking about on that at Harmon though, that has the tree stump, the basket and the tree stump. The hole right before it. It's basically like a forehand. You throw up and it goes to the right down.
Oh, okay, yeah, I
That
love that.
hole, I got up to the top with my Katare with the forehand on the backside of the hill, and I putted a glitch, and everybody was like, "Whoa, whoa!" And it like stayed in the air long enough for us all to have a full conversation, turn around, and then watch it finish, and it landed like 2 feet from the basket. They were like, "That was weird."
That's awesome.
It literally was just like because I putted it from the top of that hill, and it
Funny.
just kept on going. But it was fun. It's fun. So I like having discs like that to mess around with. So
Yeah, dude, that rip is so much fun to throw because it's like you don't even have to. You're gonna just stand there and
yeah.
it says bye bye.
Bye bye. I'd like to try them just for fun. I think it would be fun to film a little around with them. Go to a short course.
Yeah, I'm down.
Well, y'all, it's been fun. Make sure you subscribe. Leave us comments every time you're on here. Next week, we're more than likely, the way it sounds, not going to be over on Basinger's channel.
Mhm.
So it'll be either I do something random next week live, or either we wait another week and do another live over here and then get back on schedule. I think. I don't know
Yeah,
if anything's going to come up or not. I can't remember if you said anything was going to be up with you after that or not, so I couldn't remember.
no, just next week we won't be here. So And I just don't know how much the Wi-Fi will. You know what I mean? If
Yeah.
we were, like I said, if we were talking about a little short 9 hole course, dude, we're talking about Harmon. That's our gym. We got.
Yeah, I'm gonna be
It's
talking.
got to work. You know, like yeah.
Be talking a lot about that course, and
Plus,
we
it's
are
my
doing
fiance's birthday that day. So
3 weeks of that one, right?
yes, yeah. If y'all, yeah, if you want to, I'm down.
Front 9, front 9, middle 9, back 9, until
Yep.
you can get out to do the other 9.
Yeah, I want to
Because
do that too. Hey, maybe we can. Hey, maybe that's what we can do with Tim. Have him before we get, because that'll take quite a while to get through all those, considering it's every other week. So maybe we can go out with Tim and he can set all that stuff up, and we can
absolutely would like to do
include
that.
him.
Yeah, I would absolutely like to do that, and I really, 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 really want to play the gold layout for Harmon because I've never played it.
Yeah,
I told
I
Tim
like.
that he goes, "Really?" I was like, "Yeah,
It.
I want to play it, but I've just not been able to." So
Yeah.
that's another one that I want to get out, and I want to film it too because that would be a good one to get filmed because
Hmm.
from my understanding, they're wanting to use that in big tournaments sometimes.
Hmm.
That would be one of those that because it's not one that you can play all the time. Yeah, because of where it uses um, combined holes and stuff.
Yeah.
Like you can't be throwing gold layout all the time because you might be somebody groups on another holes or something like that. So,
Hmm.
because I think like you play hole threes tee to hole fours basket on one of the holes and stuff like that. So there's a bunch of stuff that's like that, and you're playing across. So I want to get out there and do that. So we'll get that. We'll get that in the schedule maybe and see if we can get out there and film at Harmon too. That might be like you said, might be what we need to do.
I'm good with that because I don't know that other course is that we had talked about. I don't know if it's anywhere near being ready. You know what I mean?
The cliffside.
No, no, no. The Greenville one.
Oh, okay, yeah. I know what you got now. I was at cliffside's pretty close.
Yeah, that's
But
pretty close. Matter of fact, you will be playing it next weekend.
yeah. Well, it's been fun. I'll let everybody get off here. Hopefully next time I won't be coming in late again. It's just my life here lately has been that. So thank you for joining in. Go support us on the podcast place stuff, whatever they're called,
Hmm.
Apple and Spotify. I think I'm
Words.
on a couple of other ones too, like Google and something else. I put them on, and I don't even know. YouTube evidently has podcast stuff, but I have no idea where that is. They told us it was there, but I don't know. But
Yeah,
yeah, thanks
I
for
figured
joining.
it out. I'll talk to you about it one day.
Oh, you did?
Yeah,
You figured it
you
out?
just do a playlist. Honestly, just add
Oh,
stuff to the playlist.
okay. Well, I appreciate everybody tuning in. Baysinger, what you got left? Anything to say?
The only thing I would say is you should share your discount code as well. I've shared mine around. You
Yeah,
need to
yeah.
share your discount code to get you some people your way as well.
Let me see. I'll put it in comments. I think this is it.
He thinks
Does
you may or
everybody's?
may not get.
Did everybody? Did they put everybody's with the year at the end? Was yours like
Mine
2023?
was, yeah, mine was.
So I think that's what it is. So I think it's they give you the first part and then just put the year. Let me see.
Mine was J Bay dash
J Bay Bay Bay.
2023.
Sorry, J Bay dash 2023
Right.
in the comments. And that why is that not working? Enter. Go. Um, that is a discount code for RPM's website, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yes, sir.
For use on RPM's website if you want to use any of the codes to try out any of the discs that we're talking about. Maybe you want to try a catch disc. They got the Temoco, the Ripa, and the Ultimate on there. They've also got the Tuis and Takapoos, Pekka Pekkas, all of them that you want. I'll recommend a Pekka Pekka Pewok
Yep.
Tui. if you're a four-hander mother, you may be like a Kotare or something like that. So give them a try. Use our codes. Maybe you just go through and order 3 times and use Basinger's once, mine once, and then Stelly put his in here for some reason.
He said for
Stelly,
some reason.
yeah, right here. Here, I'll put it up for a second. Oh, okay, it's gone there.
Hey Stella, can I use my code through you to get 10% off that Tanawa? Uh,
An overstable mid would be the Kodaku.
Kodaku.
Depending on, or a Kia. Technically, a Kia is like in that like approach disc, like mid-range hybrid kind of. It's 4-speed,
Yeah.
if I'm not mistaken.
Gator A3 something.
Yeah, it's like a Gator. I keep telling people A3, and they're like, "Oh, it kind of feels like a Gator," and I was like, "I've never thrown those." And then they show me a Gator, and I go, "It looks like that.
Yeah.
It does look like a Gator, but it whistles." So he said, Spell which one? Katare. But
Kotuku.
Kotuku, white herring.
Kotuku.
Yeah. So you've got some options there. Honestly, the Kotuku's actually a really smooth forehand disc. I've found out you don't have to overpower it. You can. He said Kota. He just combined 3 of them. Kotaku.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you got the Kotare is a higher speed driver, and the Kia and the Kotuku are your kind of mid range slots. So that might be something for you to try out. Um,
Mm-hmm.
You can try a Kiwi, but that's basically like a tilt.
Yeah.
With a little
Firebird
bit
on crack.
less.
That's what I call it.
Firebird on crack, yeah, it's probably better because it's not quite as overstable as a tilt, but it's about. Like, I mean, they're in the same realm, so those are up there in stability. So I would recommend those 3 probably first. And I mean, a Kahu would be good for a forehand too, as long as it's a little bit more angle
Mm-hmm.
sensitive. If you've got high power, now if you don't have like a crazy like high arm speed, then a Kahu might be just what you need for a forehand too. So it's a high speed. It's like 13 speed. So, well, we've rambled and went on, and Basinger's earballs are hurting. You should have strung those earbuds through your ear holes.
Ugh. Not yet. I just put these in today. I ain't trying to take them out for a minute.
All righty. Well, it's been fun, and I appreciate everybody that's tuned in. And drop a subscribe. Go watch some of our videos and
Yes.
like them and comment. It helps a lot. Goes a long way. All your favorite creators, go like their videos because they will thank you.
Exactly.
Well, that's all we got.
Thank you all.
Peter is saying bye-bye.
I thought I just got stung.
All right, till next time. Peace, guys.
See you all. Have a
Awkward
good one.
outro. Oh, I hadn't